Hey guys, Chris here. Remember what I was saying about how I was either gonna get fired or quit that job? Well, I decided to quit. Like 4 days into it, um, because it just wasn't working. It like I would knock on people's doors and they just wouldn't care. And I get it, that's a huge part of the job, but like I just there's a very fine line between taking the rejection, which I was able to do, but like there's a fine line between that and like being able to actually do the job, which I cannot do. I'm not a good salesperson. I'm not that good with people. So it's really not in like my strong zone. I just wasn't that good at it. Um, and so I just decided, like, it was my shift was supposed to be 4 to 8 yesterday. And first hour, I was walking around and I looked at my watch and it was not even an hour into it. I'm like, I feel like I've been out here for like 4 hours and it's not even been an hour. But I kept going. And then there was a point where I was maybe a mile away from, maybe not a mile. I'm kind of bad with like, uh, what do you call it? Like distance. So it was anywhere from like maybe like around half a mile away from the car, and I was like, oh man, I'm pretty far. Um, and then I was just thinking in my head, like, I cannot do this job anymore. I just can't. So I just walked slowly. It was about 5:30, and I was just walking back the way I came. Um, and I I saw a guy. He had his hazard lights on. He was in an old Geo, which is a brand of car that got phased out in the early 2000s. It was made by it was kind of like a collaboration between Chevy and Toyota. Um, but he had an old Geo. He had hazard lights on. He had his door open. He had his jack stand. And I went up to him and I asked him if I could do anything because I for one, I try to take opportunities like that to try to help people out. And two, I was incredibly bored and trying to kill time. So he said there really wasn't a lot both of us could do because it was this weird issue where the it looked like the tire had separated from the wheel, but like he said, like they needed to kick it back in or something, and he didn't have the proper tools to do that. So we just sat there for 15 minutes and we talked about the state of cars these days. Um, and then after that, he said he would probably just end up getting a tow truck. Um, so I
We could use some cleanup help downstairs.
oh, could you? Um, and after that, I walked into the park. There was like a park across the street. There was a bunch of like baseball diamonds scattered throughout it. Just you know, patches and patches of grass to walk through. And I walked around. I walked through the baseball diamonds, kind of kicked up dust. I was trying to find a water fountain, even though I knew I had water in the car, because again, just trying to kill time. Um, and there was none, so I just turned around and looked over the little creek on the bridge, and just thought about things. And then I eventually got back to the car. I sat there for a while, listened to some music, and then um, I clocked out at about maybe 6:45. And I texted my boss saying that it's just not the job for me. And I mean, I worded it way differently, but I just said that I was, gonna quit. And then I just drove home, and that was that. It was like, my dad described it perfectly well. Like it could have just been like a part of Catcher in the Rye. And thinking back on it, it really could have. I'm really glad I didn't think of it like that in the moment though, because then I would have been like consciously knowing what it felt like, and I'm glad I didn't because it just kind of felt like my own moment. But yeah, currently jobless again. um, and I really don't know what I'm gonna do in terms of work because going on vacation soon in about less than a week, so probably shouldn't apply to anything that soon. But it's back to feeling good, you know. I mean, my debit card's empty from all the snacks I bought. Back to being poor again. But it's good. I like this. I'm in a state of ease, you know. I'm not stressed about this job or anything. I'm not stressed about much. And yeah, I'm gonna have to find something because, you know, I got, you know, payments and stuff. But like, in this current moment, I'm at ease. And really, the thing I learned about this is that if you want something, or if you don't want something, just try your best to make it that way. Sometimes it's easier than you think. Because I know when I worked at Jewel, I just felt trapped there, and I could have quit, but I didn't until way later. So, and with this, I just quit when I realized it just wasn't gonna work. So just go after what you want. It might be simpler than you think. Don't overcomplicate it in your head, because overcomplicating things in your head, for one, stresses you out because you come up with all these, you know, fake scenarios that are most likely not going to happen. And two, it's just a waste of time, because while you're overcomplicating things, you could just be done with or have accomplished what you wanted to do. So just go for things, you know. If you want something to be a certain way, the first step to getting it like that is just to make it realize that that's how you want it to be, if that makes any sense. But yeah, that's really all I have to say. Blue Raven, Chris from Blue Raven is no longer here. It's just back to Chris. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.